All right, now to our conversation. Now let's discuss two critical developments shaping Nigeria's capital market in 2025. First, the transition to T+2 settlement cycle, what it means for market efficiency, investor confidence, and liquidity. And second, the evolving landscape of market regulation, how the SEC is balancing growth, innovation, and investor protection in a rapidly changing financial ecosystem. Joining now for this conversation, we have Dr. Omowatimi Agama, as the Director General, Securities and Exchange Commission, right here in Nigeria. Great to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you very much for having me, bro.
All right, first off, let's kick off with T+2 implementation. We fully adopted the T+2 settlement cycle this year. Talk to me about, how much changes we've seen, so far, coming from the side of the SEC with this. What do investors stand to gain, when it comes to confidence, and what steps are in place to ensure, the transition? Is it smooth, in your opinion, so far?
Yes, thank you very much for bringing this up at this time of the year. We had promised long ago that we were going to follow up with the Capital Market Master Plan. And in the Capital Market Master Plan, we had promised also that we're going to transit from T+3 to T+2, then T+1, and hopefully a T+0. The intent is very clear. In the digital age, it is no longer a time to waste, especially for investors. They should get their money at when due and fast enough to make future decisions. That for us is critical in building investor confidence. And that's exactly what we're doing and why we decided to do what we have done. We've taken a decision. It started 28th of November 2025. And of course, it is smooth as far as we are concerned. As much as that is the case, we're also on standby to make sure if there are hitches, those hitches are dealt with appropriately. So we are confident that we are actually moving on the right path, bringing back investors' confidence, getting the investors to know they are king even in this market, even before anybody else.
All right, so definitely, I'm sure investors might be getting used to it, at this point. And, in this trading month, investors, I guess they'll feel that, settlement cycle, even more and going into, 2026. But I believe the CMC meeting that's coming up next week, what are we expecting, this meeting where all the capital market heavyweights meet?
Yeah, so the CMC meeting is a very, very important meeting in the annals of the capital market, because that is where you find all capital market operators, the CEOs of capital market operating firms, gathering together, converging to discuss the market. Now, what have we done? We've changed exactly the entire composture of that particular meeting. That is to say, what we'll be discussing are germane issues that pertains to the market. One of them is speaking to the investment of the pension funds into the Nigerian capital market. The other one will be speaking to market performance and liquidity. The other one will be speaking to infrastructural development. And of course, one of the critical things we want to be talking about is investor complaints and feedback, because it's important for us at the SEC to make sure that the investors are satisfied, because it is only when they are satisfied they will come back to the market. We need to drag them back into the market. For those that are long left, we need to make them understand that we are up to the task in making sure wealth is redistributed according to the desire of Mr. President, making sure that there is democratization of wealth in the Nigerian capital market while protecting the investor, which is our fundamental objective.
Right, and I know the SEC has been very busy. You've been very busy in 2025. We've seen a lot of, news come out from the SEC, this year, from, warning investors about, Ponzi schemes. How would you describe, regulation, this year, 2025 so far?
Well, regulation in 2025 was tough, but what is important is that we are also tough in dealing with them. making sure that investors are properly advised regarding Ponzi schemes, regarding numerous schemes that are not organized or recognized by the SEC, and also trying to get them to understand exactly the fundamentals of the market. The macroeconomic indicators have been favorable to us as much as possible, and as much as possible, we are also collaborating with every agency in government, outside government, that will make the market stronger and better. Collaboration is stronger with the Central Bank of Nigeria, is stronger with the FIRS, is stronger with the ICPC, is stronger with the EFCC, is stronger with the market themselves. And that's very, very critical for us, because we believe that it's only in collaboration we are able to achieve our objectives and our aim. And the aim that we speak to is a national aim, not an individual aim. So for us, the year 2025 has been tough, but it has also been fruitful. Market has risen, beyond anybody's expectation. When we came in, market was about 55 trillion. As of today, even though there had been some bearish actions, market is about 89 trillion. That is very, very significant. Besides that, market to GDP has also improved dramatically, and that is also an indication of what government is doing. So we give commendation to Mr. President. Need I say, we remember very clearly that it is in this year 2025 that the ISA was signed into law in March 2025. And for us, that is critical and fundamental in building a new market, a new revolution in the financial system. And that is critical for our growth and for the nation's growth. And finally, to speak to it, is that today's capital market is a solutionist capital market, helping to deal with the various issues that normally will exist in an emerging market like ours. Internationally, we have started becoming a member of the International Committee. That is a recognition of what government is doing and what the capital market is actually up to.
So there's also been a lot of talk about cryptocurrency, digital assets in this year, and regulation. There's also been that talk about balancing innovation and the need to protect investors also. In regulating cryptocurrency, have you had to sacrifice innovation just to protect investors? Have you seen that happen this year?
Well, we certainly will not do that. We are major proponents of the crypto regulation, but in doing that also, we must be very, very careful in making sure that everything is in place. It may not have happened the way we expect it to happen. There's some lag in the process, but those lags are very, very important in building the foundation we seek to have so that we can have a growing market. And so for us, we need to do everything that we need to do to protect both the investor and the nation itself, because these are new asset classes yet to be fully understood, and so learning is part of our processes, and this is exactly what we are doing. We want to be sure that when we come out anywhere and speak to this message about crypto regulation or digital asset regulation, people will understand. And that's the major reason why that was included in the ISA 2025. The SEC is the main regulator of the digital asset space. And of course, other products are on the line. You have the stable coin, you have tokenization, you have the NFTs, and indeed, other products are also being shown out by innovators. We encourage innovators. As the SEC, one of the things we pride ourselves in, at least at this time, is engagement, collaborative engagement with both, national government institutions and, of course, the private sector. We are happy to always do that because for us, it makes us more robust and, of course, more accommodating of people's opinions and ideas. And that is the SEC of the future. That which engages, that which collaborates, and that which brings results.
And what do you think investors should expect, in 2026 when it comes to regulation and what's going to play out with the markets? What are you seeing?
One of the things that we will expect investors to expect from us in the year 2026 is greater enforcement actions. We are definitely not going to leave any stone unturned in terms of enforcement. We believe strongly that we should have stronger capital market operators. We believe strongly that people should grow more in origination. creating more products, in the market, and providing investors with alternatives that are suitable, alternatives that are well defined. But importantly, too, is the issue of financial education. We will take financial education to every doorstep in Nigeria, to every nook and cranny, in order that people get more, knowledgeable about financial, business and financial products. So that next year, 2026, we are expecting, an inflow of more persons into the Nigerian capital market. So it's important that we all should be ready, because it's going to be a fantastic year for us and for the Nigerian nation.
Fantastic. Looking forward to a fantastic 2026. Thank you so much, Dr. Imomotimi Agama. He's the Director General, Security and Exchange Commission right here in Nigeria. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for having me.